Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so let's immediately start off with the review. Now this foundation, it's fairly new, it barely came out. So this foundation retails for $11.99, and right now if you go to Ulta, they have like a buy one get one 50% off. So always take advantage of that, or even go to Target or maybe Walmart. So those stores are really going to save you money as far as foundation goes. Now the price of this foundation, it's pretty decent. It's not, extremely overpriced or anything like that, which is good. Now let's talk about the colors. The colors, I think they have 6 to 8 shades, which I'm not really too sure because online I think they have 6 shades available at ulta.com, and then when I went to the store I think I saw 7 or 8, but I will put all the information down below for you guys. Next thing, let's talk about undertones. If you have more like a yellow undertone, it's going to be really difficult to find this foundation, the shade of this foundation, just because I feel like it has more neutral and pink undertones, which for me, of course, I'm more of a olive yellow undertone, so it's going to be like, it was really hard for me to pick a shade. The first shade that I picked up, it was way too light on me, and I did kind of like get a little bit tan, so I went with the color Rich Tan, and that color kind of like matched me good. Okay, so next, the packaging, it's pretty good, it's pretty decent. It does have a pump, which is very convenient. Now the shade of the foundation, it's going to be on the cap, front of the cap of the foundation. That's where you're going to see like the label and the the number and the name of what shade you are. Now let's talk a little bit about this foundation. Now this is a very thick foundation as far as texture, and it's very easy to blend. It feels so light on the skin, and it doesn't look heavy at all. Once you that's the first impression that you're gonna get. Like, it looks very flawless and it blends really well. Okay, so now I'm going to leave you guys with some clips on how the rest of the makeup applies with this foundation. Let's talk a little bit about the pros of the foundation. First is the price. It does have a drugstore price, and it's not overpriced. And it's not overpriced like some foundations out there, like they range from $13.99 to $15. Second, it's the packaging. Of course, it does come in a glass bottle, but you just have to be really careful with that. And it does have a pump, which is very convenient. And third, the texture, it's very thick and it blends really well. Finally, it doesn't oxidize, which on me, some foundations, they tend to oxidize, and that's really bad. So I feel like this foundation doesn't oxidize on me. Let's talk a little bit about the cons. Okay, let me begin by saying that first, the foundation looks very flawless and very beautiful once you apply it, once you put it on. I mean, this foundation works well with both beauty sponge or a brush. So one of those two tools are going to work perfectly with this foundation. Alright, so by the 3rd hour mark, the foundation gets extremely oily. Now just keep in mind that this foundation, it's not meant to control the oils or anything. Okay, moving on to the concealer. We're gonna go back to the foundation just a minute. When I went to the store, there were just 3 shades available, which was the fair, the light, and the medium. So at first I ended up picking light, but of course it was just too white on me, and I ended up exchanging it for the color medium, and that shade was perfect for me. It's a very lightweight concealer. If you have really bad under eye circles, then this is going to be kind of hard to conceal them, just because the formula is a bit lightweight. So just keep that in mind. It kind of reminds me of the Maybelline Fit Me concealer on the feeling and the texture, not so much the coverage. Like I said, by the 3rd hour mark, it gets very oily and it starts breaking down and separating, especially like around the nose area and around the mouth area. It looks very uneven on me. This foundation is supposed to help your skin look better and transform your skin within 3 weeks, and that's what it's meant for. It does have SPF 15, I don't know if I mentioned that before, but anyways, now the main problem that I had with this foundation is that it broke me out and it made me extremely oily. Right now, I'm still trying to get rid of some blemishes that I have. Just keep in mind that I tried the foundation for 2 weeks. Also, another thing to consider is that because this foundation has SPF, it can give you flashback in flash photography. That's one thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put like a insert somewhere at the end of the video to show you the difference between flash and non-flash and the way it looks. So that's the thing about this foundation, the fact that it has a few colors available. The color that I had, it was the second to the darkest foundation that they had. So that's one thing to consider. I feel like the undertones of the foundations are more targeted towards neutrals and pinks, not so much for olive yellow undertones. But the fact that it broke me out, I just had to return it, unfortunately. I am going to keep my concealer because I feel like it's pretty good, but there's nothing wrong with the concealer. So yeah, overall, unfortunately, it didn't work for me and it kind of broke me out, which is a bummer. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.